My Tesla is broken. Seriously, over the last couple of years, I have made some major mistakes and caused, hopefully not unreversible, damage to my Tesla. I have just messed up in some big ways, and I want to make sure that you guys don't make the same expensive mistakes that I did. And since a lot of you guys are new in the world of Tesla, or you're brand new jumping in right now to take advantage of the tax credit, let me break down sort of the essential tips, tricks, hidden features, things you need to know to not only get the most out of your Tesla experience, but also save yourself from some very big and expensive mistakes. These are things that I wish I knew back when I got my very first Tesla on day one. Let me start though first by saying this. If you do some Google searching or some YouTube sleuthing trying to find some info about Tesla for new owners or longtime owners, you're going to come across a lot of fake news or fear, uncertainty, doubt, they call that FUD in the Tesla world, about Tesla. So many companies and publications are quick to jump on Tesla in an always negative way. How your Tesla is going to be ruined by XYZ, or Elon is crazy and people are selling their Teslas, or if you don't put your Tesla in car wash mode, you're going to brick it and ruin it forever. There are some Tesla policies that are stupid and ridiculous and are legitimate, and also some stories you'll see that are just plain dumb and not worth half the brain cell of yours to even comprehend it. And one of the most common ones that is so sensationalized and still is this huge thing these days is all about range and the battery. You'll see a lot of articles pop up talking about, oh man, after 50,000 miles, there's going to be a $50,000 battery replacement needed for your EV or your Tesla, or so many people saying, Tesla doesn't have enough range and range anxiety is a huge thing. Let's take this one at a time. The battery issue is a legitimate concern, though I will say the warranties are pretty good, and I've now seen Teslas with hundreds of thousands of miles on the odometer, cruising along just fine. Also, when it comes to range, the two most popular tips I give to any single EV owner concerned about range or battery. Honestly, the best tip I can give you is to change this from the miles remaining, tap on this, and change it to the percentage remaining. The reason I say to do that is it sort of like is a mental shift for a lot of people, myself included, that you're no longer watching the miles tick down of available range on your vehicle, but instead now you sort of treat it like your phone's battery life. Like instead of, oh no, 91 miles left, what am I gonna do? I've got 36%. With 36% on my phone, I know that it's going down. Obviously the battery's draining and I've got to start to think about charging, but 36%, I've still got plenty of time to enjoy it and use it before I've got to worry. Same thing goes for the EV. Set it to percentage. I think it's going to help with range anxiety a lot. The second tip I always say is that the car is so smart and the navigation is so good, you've really got to try to actively ignore the vehicle to run out of range. For example, if I wanted to go to Costco here, I can put that in. It's going to show me if I need to stop the charge, where I need to stop the charge, how long I need to stay, things like that, and then where my percentage is going to be remaining at all these places. The car is going to make sure you don't run out of range. To run out of range in a Tesla especially, you've really got to just be actively ignoring the vehicle in many instances, because if you just follow what the car says and punch it into the navigation system, you're going to be A-okay. And there are so many superchargers around that you're more likely than not going to run into any issues. The next big area of Tesla mistakes I want to talk about is when it comes to security, because here things get really weird and some conspiracy theories are becoming kind of real. All Teslas have basically two things: an alarm mode that basically is like, the horn that triggers when something happens. And then Tesla has also what's called Sentry mode, which is a recording of the various cameras around your vehicle. Now, one little pro tip I always love to give to people is to get Sentry Pro. It's an app for iOS or Android that immediately alerts you whenever Sentry mode goes off. The base Tesla system doesn't do that. But even if you've got Sentry mode on and recording, you gotta make sure you check the drive that Sentry mode records onto, because more often than not, to no fault of your own, the recording just won't work because there's something wrong with the drive. What can happen sometimes is that the flash drive that runs this system that everything records to can go out in a number of ways. If you didn't know, if you open up your glove box, if you look in the little port right there, see the upper left? This little thing, it's a Tesla branded flash drive. This is a flash drive that everything is going to record to, and you can see when the flash drive is not plugged in, I've got a different icon here on the vehicle that looks like this, basically with that red X
indicating that the system, there's an error, it's not recording because, well, in this case, it's got nothing to record to. There have been a number of occasions in all of my Teslas where the flash drive just doesn't work. Now, it can't really get full because the Tesla is set just to override the data with the newest stuff, so that's not really an issue. But sometimes you'll get into the car, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss that little icon that shows you the dash cam isn't working. And there have been a few times that I have wanted to go back and refer to footage or look at something, and it wasn't there, and I go to the car and see for whatever reason, the dash cam system wasn't recording. The drive was there, but the system didn't record. For whatever reason, the drive gets knocked around or whatever, it just doesn't work. So my suggestion would be when you get in the car, just do a little glance over your screen, make sure that thing is recording and you're good to go, because you don't want to be in a situation where you can't get footage when you need it, especially if you might be the victim of an accident.
Of course, the other thing to know about Sentry Mode is that you want to be careful where you have it on or off, because you can choose to have it off at home or work, and that's fine, but you might need to have it on if you want to make sure your car is going to be safe and you want to make sure the footage is going. But also do keep in mind with Sentry Mode, there is a significant portion of your battery, going back to the range idea, that is drained when Sentry Mode is on. It's called phantom drain, and it's a big issue in the Tesla community. So if you're going to be parked for short stints, like, a couple hours, not usually a big deal. But if you're giving your car sort of a break for a little bit of an extended stretch, like a couple of days, it's parked at the airport, do be careful having Sentry Mode on, because the longer you have it on, the more the battery will tick down and drain from the system. And then the other really weird Sentry Mode or security tip I'll give for Teslas that has been really weird but has turned out to be true is, I know this sounds crazy, but let me just say this, it's to not have your phone or even your Apple Watch these days too close to your car when you're going to bed. What I mean by this is that be careful at night if your bedroom is close to where your car is parked, that the car isn't remaining unlocked, because we're now hearing stories, multiple legitimate stories, about people who have their car parked in the driveway, their bedroom is close by, and their Tesla phone key is set up to their phone, so the car, thinking that you're nearby, is remaining unlocked and also in a drivable state. So what we've seen from some instances is people not only getting access to the car and sort of digging through and stealing things at night while people slept, but also being able to actually start and drive the car because the phone is within whatever X amount of feet from the car. So if your bedroom is close to where your car is parked, that can be an issue. And we've even seen, in shopping centers too these days, if somehow you're somewhat by your vehicle and it's close enough that the phone key is still on and functioning, people have actually gotten into the car and driven away the car that wasn't their Tesla because of that phone key thing. So, of course, there are proximity things built in, and of course, it's not going to work from an unlimited amount of range and unlimited distance, but do keep in mind with how close you are to where your car is parked, that if that phone key is active, the car is going to be unlocked, and it's also going to think that it's ready to drive. So a little conspiracy theory that has turned out to be true, and just one of those things to keep in mind, because you don't want a stolen car or things getting stolen out of your car. And now, having driven a Tesla for 5 or 6 years and, owning multiple Teslas, one of my big takeaways that I've learned so many times now over the years is that battery technology is incredible. It is amazing what these batteries can do. And I should say that the whole range anxiety thing, well, that is really a non-issue for me and almost all EV drivers out there. Losing power at home, that absolutely is a concern of mine and one that I'm looking to fix ASAP. Which is why I'm super excited about a new offering for the folks at EcoFlow. This is the Ocean Pro. It definitely checks all the boxes for me, and I think this might be perfect for my home and likely yours as well. And if that name sounds familiar, you've probably seen some EcoFlow products. They're like the king in the portable power station space. But now they're taking things to a new level. They're entering a new arena. This is the home battery space now with the all-new Ocean Pro solar battery system. And I'm telling you, folks, it's pretty impressive. This system is fully modular, scaling up to 80 kilowatt hours of battery storage, plus 40 kilowatts of solar input, and even supports most mainstream gas generator backups as well. It gives you complete flexibility, total control, and ultimate peace of mind. You're getting 24 kilowatts of continuous power output to power everything in your home, and with a switchover happening in about 10 milliseconds, that's like this. You likely won't even know your home went from grid power to backup power until you look outside and your neighborhood is dark and you're the only house still running like everything is normal and fine, which is amazing. And also with startup capacity here for high load appliances, you can power not one, but 2 5-ton HVAC units off of this system as well. So you can be nice and cool, enjoy your summer inside with a movie night, run everything just like normal. And while that is obviously super cool and impressive in its own right, what I actually like more is just how smart the system is, because this is where I haven't seen any other system compete at this level. For example, it's using AI in a couple of really intelligent ways. It can look at my home power consumption and automatically make changes as needed to make sure things are running at the cheapest possible time, and I don't have to worry about time of use plans and this and that. The system's going to do all the hard work for me. And also what I love is that it's able to look at the weather around me and solar intensity and if there's any storms coming and things like that, and just automatically adjust everything for me in terms of power and even work to reduce my bill as close to zero as possible. It's sort of looking at all the data, making adjustments automatically for me as needed, and I can just sit back and use things as I normally would. And also, the system just looks really nice. Unlike other bulky storage solutions, you've got aerospace grade aluminum, carbon fiber, even luxury walnut wood to choose from. All these solutions are going to look amazing. This isn't something you have to sort of hide in a utility shed or out in the garage. You can have this here as a part of your home, and it's going to look amazing. It's going to aesthetically match it and look really nice. And also, I guess it's like got both the form and the function. It's the beauty and the brawn and the brain. It's just a really very, very versatile system that just checks all the boxes. And also, I should say, this category is becoming super popular for a reason. It's not just like for preppers. It's for people who are tired of outrageous power bills and relying on the very unreliable grid. If you want to literally put the power back in your hands, Ocean Pro is an amazing way to go. Plus, with now, it's official, the sort of federal tax credit for home energy solutions, that 30% ending at the end of this year, December 30th, it's ending. So if you're curious about the system, you want to read up on it, or you want to learn more and take advantage before those savings go away, hit the link down below to get a totally free consultation from the pros at EcoFlow just to see if Ocean Pro is going to be a good fit for your home or not. I'm going to do this. Like, I'm genuinely wanting to jump into this and get a solution for my home because, like I said, I lose power all the time and I don't want to damage any of this expensive studio gear. So check it out. You guys let me know if you're jumping into it as well. We can compare system notes and things like that and geek out together. But again, totally free consultation. Learn more, check it out. The link right down below in the description. Another one of those weird Tesla quirks that is a big mistake, not just for new owners, but especially passengers, is the way the doors work. Now, yeah, the doors are weird on the outside, but they're also a little weird on the inside too. The problem in Teslas got so bad that they literally had to start labeling the door exit button because too many people were using the emergency latch and they were messing up their door. If by default you do this, the car is going to yell at you because that is the emergency latch, which will over time mess up and damage sort of the trim around your door. That's because every time you enter or exit your vehicle, the glass is actually going down a little bit to accommodate for the weird trim piece there. Let me do that again. I'll show you. I'm going to open the door. See how the glass goes down? So you want to make sure you're opening and closing the door, or I should say entering and exiting the vehicle in the right way, because if you use the emergency latch enough on all the doors, it will end up damaging that trim piece there. So be sure just to use the right button there, which is why Tesla now has it labeled. Another one of those weird Tesla quirks that sounds ridiculous, but is technically a mistake that many people are making on their Teslas, is the way they close the frunk on their car. Because yes, according to Tesla, there is a right way and a wrong way to close the frunk on the vehicle, and if you do it the wrong way, you're technically damaging your vehicle or risking the damage of your vehicle. According to Tesla's official recommendations, if you read the service manual, the proper way to shut the frunk is not to slam it closed, because that could damage it, but you're supposed to put it down like this,
put your hands around the Tesla T symbol, and then press and close like that until it latches in. Another super common thing with new owners is you get sort of overwhelmed by all the nicknames of settings. There's Joe mode, there's the light show, there's car wash mode, there's all that stuff. And yes, car wash mode is a real thing. It can be sort of confusing to dig through the menu to find these things, but luckily there is a way easier way to do this. In a somewhat recent update, it's been a little while, Tesla has now added the ability to search through all of your settings. So for example, I talked about car wash mode. If you want to type in car, and there's car wash mode here. Not only does it give you quick access to the actual settings here you can jump into, but also it'll show you where it is. So this is under the service tab. So if I go into the service tab, I can see a bunch of things. There's car wash mode. But if you hear about like what's, Joe mode, I'm hearing people talk about that. If I go there, it's going to show you where it is. It's going to give you quick access to it. And if you tap on the eye here, it'll tell you what that is. So that is a real thing. If you didn't know, a little pro tip, Joe mode is automatically going to lower the sound of chimes and things in the back of the vehicle. And then car wash mode is sort of the official car wash mode of the Tesla that basically makes sure everything is locked down, closes all the doors, keeps Sentry mode off, makes sure the charge port doesn't open, all that stuff to let you easily wash your car with total peace that nothing is going to happen. Now, you don't have to use car wash mode, but just an example of something built in that's nice. And if you want to find all that stuff, just head into the car, go to the search settings, and you can search through it that way. Super easy. Another super simple but very, very important tip I always hear horror stories about from new owners, especially that you want to make sure you're doing, and I guess current owners as well, is when you buy a Tesla, make sure you're getting that referral or loyalty bonus, because once you place the order, there is no way to get it back. So for existing owners, you want to go through your account, go to the loyalty tab within the app, and then actually order through there, because you're going to get up to $1,000 off just for already being a Tesla owner. It's literally free money. And for new owners, currently the deal is 3 months of free full self-driving just by clicking anybody's referral link. It doesn't cost you any more money. There's literally nothing else you have to do. Just click a link when you order. Make sure you do that when you go to order and before you place the order and submit it, because once you do that and the order is submitted, there is no way to change that after the fact. So literally you're leaving money or freebies on the table if you just don't click the right link when you order a Tesla. And also, of course, you've probably heard by now, if you're new or a longtime owner, usually not to your advantage to buy full self-driving for $8,000. You're much better off to go the subscription route and pay for it when you need it, cancel it when you don't need it. Way better, more flexible. But also, one of the new things that actually I'm seeing a lot of chatter about online that is worth talking about is to remember the limitations of Autopilot and really the lack of improvements or features. We talk all the time in these Tesla videos about full self-driving, and whether you love full self-driving or you hate it, you probably see the news that it's getting updated all the time. There's this new feature, that new feature, Tesla's working on it, it's getting steady improvements. Where the Autopilot system, this is the free system that comes with the car, people are, from insiders are saying that this hasn't been touched for years. So the Autopilot system is not the same model as the full self-driving. It's an older, more limited, more honestly just kind of worse system that is not nearly as robust. So if you're looking to save the money on full self-driving, that's great, but keep in mind the Autopilot, not only is it not getting any updates really at all, but it's a much more limited and dumber system than full self-driving. So just keep in mind that Autopilot isn't the gravy train it used to be and is a lot worse than the full self-driving system, even for basic things. Just something to keep in mind if you're looking at autonomous solutions for your new or existing Tesla. And then, of course, we've got to talk about charging, because this is a big one that comes up all the time. There's a couple of big common mistakes I see made with charging. One of the tips I'll give you is to make sure you don't use supercharging as a supplement or I guess really a replacement to your home charging solution. When I first got my Tesla back in 2019, I lived in an apartment building with no charging. So all I did was supercharge. And I can tell you it definitely accelerated the degradation of my battery. Now, it was a lease, so I don't really care what the degradation was. I turned it in the car after 3 years and it was Tesla's problem. But if you are looking to get the most out of your EV, or especially if you're owning this thing for the long haul, supercharging a lot is going to degrade the battery. Same goes for charging your vehicle to 100% on a regular basis. Tesla doesn't give any clear guidelines on how often to do this or how not often to do this, but they say to do it sparingly, you'll be okay. But just the more you, supercharge and the more you charge to 100, the faster
degradation is going to happen to the battery. So keep that in mind if you want to keep your battery in tip-top shape for as long as possible. Also, now is the time we have come in the video to earn some of my money. So if you'd like an Amazon gift card totally for free, I'm hiding a code in the next minute of this video. So keep your eyes peeled for a funny looking string of characters that is the Amazon gift card code. And in the meantime, let me tell you about some of my amazing channel partners that are here to save you money and elevate your Tesla experience in some really amazing ways. Also want to give a huge thanks to my friends at Drive Protected for their support of the channel. Look, if you're looking to keep your Tesla looking its best, you want to keep it protected, and basically you like want an invisible shield to go around your Tesla and keep it safe from debris and rock and all that random gunk, check out their amazing DIY PPF kits. You can install these yourself. They are incredibly high quality. They'll walk you through the process step by step, even if you're a very sort of beginner at this like I am. They make it very, very easy. They've got an amazing lineup. They've got options for every single Tesla. Matte finishes are available as well. And my code Rosenfeld will save you 10%. So check it out at the link right down below and use my code Rosenfeld for an exclusive 10% savings. Also, speaking of saving big for a limited time, my friends at Century Pro are going to give you not only a totally free way to begin your journey of protecting your Tesla, but also they've got a 40% discount for limited time on a lifetime plan. Basically, Century Pro is going to turn Sentry Mode in your vehicle pro by alerting you anytime Sentry Mode goes off. Not whenever Tesla feels maybe they'll alert you, maybe not. No. Anytime Sentry Mode goes off on any of your Teslas, you're going to get an instant alert so you can check out what's going on, especially, useful right now with all the rampant, random, horrible Tesla vandalism. If you want to learn more and get started for free, you can hit the link down below and check out Century Pro. And again, 40% off a lifetime plan for a limited time. Also, again, I want to give a huge thanks to my friends at TPARTS for their support of the channel. They make amazing Tesla accessories. You're one place to go for anything from carbon fiber accents to performance foot pedals to invisible storage solutions, plus so much more. They've got you covered. My coupon code Robert10 is going to save you 10% off. So definitely check out the amazing accessories that T-Parts has got to offer to kit out your Tesla. And then jumping inside your car, you want to obviously get some good floor mats that look great, protect your Tesla, keep it easy to clean. That is where my friends at 3W Liners come in, because they just leveled up my coupon code to offer you guys 35% off your next order of floor mats. And these are my favorite. They're in all my Teslas. They look amazing. They're built extremely well. They've got a great design that complements the interior of your Tesla. They're very durable. They're super easy to clean. They are also really made well for sort of the exact measurements of the vehicle you're going into, whether that's a Tesla or a Rivian or some other car on the market. I have just been a huge fan of 3W Liners. They make the best floor mats on the market. They are very reasonably priced, and I can, again, save you guys even more with my special coupon code of 35% off. So hit the link down below to learn more. Also, if you're looking to elevate the exterior of your Tesla, one of my favorite and easiest and most cost-effective ways to do that, quite frankly, is from my friends at Tesla Emblems. They make these really awesome, unique, high-quality custom vinyls for different parts of your Tesla. So if you want to accessorize the Tesla T emblems on your vehicle or the charge port, or even my favorite, they make some really awesome ways to customize your Tesla key cards. They've got some amazing solutions there. TeslaEmblems.com, their website. They've got a bunch of different products you can choose from. It's a really fun, easy, and cost-effective way to accessorize your Tesla a bit and make it look different. I've got a coupon code to save on that front as well, so check that out, linked right down below. All right, everybody, so I'm curious, what are your thoughts on these Tesla mistakes? Whether you're a beginner or a longtime owner, hopefully somebody learned something in this video. If you're a new owner, let me know what questions you have about jumping into a Tesla down below. And if you're an existing owner, what other tip am I missing here? What's another beginner mistake or a beginner tip you'd like to give to somebody that you wish you knew before you'd got a Tesla? Drop a comment down below. Let me know. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see ya in the next one.